Most of us believe the reason we struggle to build wealth is a simple math problem. We blame the rising cost of groceries, or the creeping inflation, or the fact that our paychecks never seem to stretch far enough. But if you look closely at the numbers, there is a much quieter thief draining our bank accounts. The billionaire investor Kevin O'Leary recently shared a brutal insight about the real reason people waste their money, and it has nothing to do with buying an expensive daily coffee. The truth is far more uncomfortable and deeply psychological. The vast majority of the money you waste is being spent on someone who does not even exist. You are funding a fictional version of yourself. Once you understand exactly how this psychological trap works, you will look at every single purchase you make in a completely different light. The secret lies in a strange phenomenon hiding right inside your own bedroom, waiting to be uncovered. Chapter 1. The Fantasy Self. Walk into your bedroom and open your closet right now. Kevin O'Leary has a famous exercise called the closet test that reveals a deeply uncomfortable truth. If you were like most people, you wear 20% of your clothing 80% of the time. The remaining 80% just sits there, gathering dust for years. But why did you buy those clothes in the first place when you never actually wear them? You bought them for a fantasy version of yourself. You were buying for the person who goes jogging at 5 in the morning, or the person who attends glamorous evening galas, or the person who finally takes up outdoor rock climbing. We do not just buy physical junk. We purchase expensive props for an imaginary life we desperately want to live. Every unworn jacket or unused piece of equipment is a down payment on a dream that never actually materialized. This is the fantasy tax, but the cost of this tax goes much deeper than just a cluttered house. Chapter 2. The Hidden Cost of Aspiration. The fantasy tax bleeds into absolutely every corner of our lives without us noticing. Think about the thick hardcover books sitting unread on the shelf, or the expensive acoustic guitar gathering dust in the corner, or the gourmet kitchen appliances that have only ever seen a piece of toast. We desperately convince ourselves these are investments in our personal growth and development. In reality, they're just expensive guilt trips wrapped in good intentions. By simply purchasing the item, we get a quick hit of dopamine that briefly tricks our brains into feeling like we have already achieved the goal. We bought the guitar, so we immediately feel slightly more musical and creative. This illusion is incredibly dangerous because it replaces actual hard effort with blind and easy consumption. We spend our hard-earned cash to feel productive instead of actually sitting down and doing the work. And while we're busy funding this imaginary lifestyle, the real version of us is quietly paying a devastating financial price behind the scenes. Chapter 3. The Compound Interest of Junk. When you spend $50 on a piece of unused exercise equipment, you are not just losing $50 today. Kevin O'Leary points out that the true tragedy of the fantasy tax is the invisible destruction of your compound interest. Let's say you waste $200 a month on random aspirational junk that you never end up using. If you took that exact same money and let it grow in a standard investment account over a few decades, it could easily transform into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Every single dollar you spend subsidizing your fantasy self is a dollar stolen directly from your actual future self. You are actively choosing to finance a fictional identity today while forcing the real you to work years longer before finally reaching retirement. The math is exceptionally brutal and entirely unforgiving. But the real reason we keep falling into this trap is not because we are bad at math, it's because of a subtle emotional trigger we rarely ever notice. Chapter 4. The Comfort of Illusion. We continue to buy all this junk because it acts as a deeply soothing emotional safety net. As long as the unread books are still on the shelf and the unworn running shoes are still by the door, we can tell ourselves that we still have time to become that perfect person. Throwing those items away or refusing to buy them in the first place feels exactly like giving up on our own potential. We are quietly terrified of admitting who we actually are right now. It's so much easier to swipe a credit card and buy a temporary feeling of ambition than it is to sit down and confront our actual lazy habits.
Society constantly tells us that we are just one single purchase away from unlocking a completely new and improved life. The truth is that real change requires strict discipline and daily friction, which are two things that cannot be delivered in a cardboard box. So how do we finally break out of this endless cycle of aspirational hoarding? Chapter 5. The Ruthless Audit. The very first step to escaping the fantasy tax is to perform a completely ruthless audit of your actual daily life. You must firmly separate the person you wish you were from the person you have consistently been for the last 6 months. Look at your daily routine with complete and total objectivity. If you haven't played tennis in 3 years, you absolutely do not need the new carbon fiber racket. If you cook mostly simple and quick meals, you do not need the professional-grade pasta maker. Kevin O'Leary strongly champions the idea of brutal honesty when it comes to analyzing our daily habits. You have to officially mourn the loss of the fantasy self. Acknowledge that you're probably never going to be the person who reads obscure medieval philosophy every single Sunday morning. Letting go of those imaginary identities is quite painful at first, but once you clear away the physical debris of your unlived lives, something incredibly powerful happens to your financial focus. Chapter 6. Funding the actual you. By intentionally starving the fantasy self, you suddenly free up an enormous amount of resources to fund the actual you. The person who exists right now deserves true financial security and long-term peace of mind. When you finally stop buying props for imaginary scenarios, you can redirect all of that money toward the things that genuinely improve your daily existence. Maybe that means investing heavily in your retirement accounts, or building a truly solid emergency fund, or simply spending money on the quiet little hobbies you genuinely enjoy every single day. The goal here is not to become a miserable miser who never spends a single dime on themselves. The goal is to align your spending perfectly with your current reality. When your purchases reflect your true daily habits rather than your distant aspirations, every dollar spent brings actual value instead of lingering guilt. But there is one final rule you must adopt to guarantee you never fall back into the aspirational trap. Chapter 7. The Pause and Project Method. To permanently protect your future wealth, you must build an unbreakable wall between your sudden impulses and your wallet. The most effective way to accomplish this is to enforce a mandatory waiting period for any non-essential purchase you want to make. When you feel the sudden burning urge to buy something new, you must force yourself to wait exactly 72 hours. During that specific time period, you should mentally project yourself 2 full months into the future. Honestly ask yourself if this item will become a permanent part of your daily routine, or if it will simply end up in the 80% graveyard at the very back of your closet. If there is even a tiny shadow of a doubt, you must leave it on the shelf. Wealth creation ultimately comes down to successfully mastering your own psychology. When you finally stop wasting money on the person you wish you were, you give the person you actually are the ultimate gift of lifelong financial freedom.